Hello and welcome. My name is Jake Moore. I'm the director of the University Art Galleries and Collection here at the University of Saskatchewan. Right now, we're in the foyer of the Gordon Snellgrove Gallery. We're about to install Paskaha Wewipisim, or the Egglaying Moon. The University of Saskatchewan is located on Treaty 6 territory, so we'd like to acknowledge the presence of ourselves here and express our gratitude to the original keepers of this land and whose territory that we occupy at this moment. So the Dakota, the Nakota, Lakota, Dene, Sota, the Nehiyaw, and the Métis. This is the homeland of the Métis Nation. It's a gray day, but we're glad that it's here because the rain has come and we're ready for the eggs to be laid. The leaves are budding and we're ready to go.
Anong sinanas ko muna awa pisem paska we pisem sidiga so usnit na sidiga kaya utiutse kitiga uksia nanas ko muna kitomi utsat mayat michito wistawa kitia yagayas Iginanas ko muksak mana wistawa spiga wa matsik o tapisema tapisa bukide nanas ko muna iagukse iagu awa pisem paska awa pisem ay sidigas igu sepit tamats inige nas ko muna.
So we celebrate this month as the Egglaying Moon, the beauty of new growth for all the plants, for all the trees, the birds, and everybody that returns from the north to the south. And a celebration is held every month, a special celebration of smudging, of doesn't matter how you pray, just to be thankful to the Creator for all the beauty that's around us. That is including our lives, because our lives are only loaned to us. So as the phase of the moon travels from one month to the other month, there's phases of us that's growing, and we need to be like the flowers that are now blossoming and so beautiful to see. Except.
Hello, my name is Sandy Bonney and I work with Indigenous Student Achievement Pathways, ISAP, in the College of Arts and Science. And it's my pleasure today, during the Egglaying Moon, to introduce a message from Deneh'Cho Thompson. DenehCho is a Dene director, actor, and playwright, and member of the Pedzaki Nation. He holds an MFA in Indigenous Theatre from the University of Alberta and began a position as assistant professor in the Department of Drama in January 2020, taking on leadership of the Wet'suwet'en Theatre program from founder and emeritus Professor Carol Greyeyes. DenehCho also joined ISAP this past remote year as instructor of our first ever remote offering of Drama 118. We're looking forward to having him continue to work with ISAP students in the coming years in person, but I've got to say his remote theatrical teaching skills are inspiring, and we're so glad to have him on the team. DenehCho's research focuses on the development, naming, and centering of Indigenous acting pedagogy and dramaturgies, and this work is an extension of his MFA research and is continuous. He's also engaged in the restoring of personal family archives, focusing on healing, resilience, and Indigenous story work as a path toward the creation of new works in theatre. And we're so excited to see those new works arise and come to our community.
Hello, my name is Deneh'Cho Thompson. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Drama and the coordinator of the Wet'suwet'en Theatre program. I've been asked to deliver a message to demarcate this Egglaying Moon in conjunction with this wonderful project. Now, I don't know any moon teachings. It's not part of my history as an Indigenous person. But it did get me thinking about cycles and about progress and about how we change as time goes on. So what I want to do today is share a little bit of a story about my own journey, in the hopes that maybe you, as a student or an academic or a community member, can connect to what I'm saying. So I'm going to start when I was very, very young. I want to remind myself and presence for you, my grandfather, Phil Thompson. He's a really fantastic man who really cared for me and brought forward my understanding of my own indigeneity. And the story that comes to mind first is a little silly. He was a great hunter. And when I was about 3 years old, as his duty was, he was teaching me how to sight a rifle in my grandmother's kitchen. And my mother walked in and obviously was irate, and rightfully so. But to paint him in a better light, I remember every Sunday when I was a little boy, he would take me and me alone for breakfast at his favorite diner. And it was something he obviously cherished, and I do as well. As I grew up, unfortunately, my grandfather passed, but I did have the opportunity to be very close with much of my family. And in our family, education was not the norm in terms of post-secondary education, but it was highly regarded. And so little did I know I was being groomed to be an academic all my life, even though I really didn't get along in school. Ultimately, I dropped out of high school and then out of college, and I returned to university at Simon Fraser University in Vancouver. There, I eventually received my undergraduate degree, but that took me the better part of 10 years. And I'm not telling you this story to tell you about how hard it was for me, or don't go to school. I'm just saying that for many people, universities are not necessarily the safest places. They're getting better, and we continue to do that work. But it was definitely challenging for me to go through my first degree. And then I was lucky enough to go on to do a master's program at the University of Alberta. And that one, it got delayed due to COVID, but it's nearing completion. And I was lucky enough to be taken on as faculty here at the University of Saskatchewan. So all in all, my relationship to education has been very long and has been very troubled. But at the same time, it's my happiest place. I love being in the classroom. I love sharing ideas. I think there are so many possibilities in sharing knowledge. And we keep coming back to this possibility and the curiosity. And that's really what drives me. I'm here to continue that cycle where I needed to be supported to support the next generation of Indigenous theater students, artists, collaborators, in all fields. I'm just really excited to be able to continue that cycle of holding up Indigenous students. And so upon my arrival here, part of my expectation of my job is to engage in some research. And so I'm very lucky to return to those memories of my grandfather. I am now the keeper of my family's archive, and I get to return to all sorts of photographs and stories and letters of this man that I knew for a period of my life and was certainly very influential, but was absent for a great portion of my life. And so I'm returning into this deep family lineage, and I started working with Elder Maria Campbell recently, and it's very exciting because she actually, in the 60s, did frontline advocacy with my grandfather. And so I've really come around all the way from these beginnings as a curious young boy, all the way to being a curious academic and re-encountering my grandfather in a really wonderful and bizarre and exciting way. And so as I was preparing for this little talk, I was mentioning to my wife, I don't know what to say. And I told her what I was thinking of saying. And she did the wonderful thing of reminding me that you might not know the teachings, but you're part of them, even if you don't know them. And it's the same thing with your journey. Much like me, and much like for everyone, you might not know where you were headed in your journey, but you're headed there, and the universe will certainly hold you up. So with that, I leave you moving into the next phase of our year with hope, with love, and with encouragement to trust your journey. Thank you.